If you're reading this right now, chosen one, this message found you for a reason. You've been lied to, manipulated, betrayed by people who smiled to your face while sharpening knives behind your back. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Every whisper in the dark, every scheme hatched in secret, every lie they spread about you, God heard it all. And the universe is about to flip the script in a way they never saw coming. Let me tell you a story. In 1986, the Challenger space shuttle exploded just 73 seconds after launch, killing all 7 crew members. The world watched in horror. Later, it was revealed that engineers had warned NASA about faulty O-rings in freezing temperatures. But their warnings were ignored. The lies, the cover-ups, the silenced voices, they all came to light. Truth doesn't stay buried, it erupts. And that's exactly what's happening in your life right now. They thought their whispers were safe in the shadows. Your enemies gathered in secret. They exchanged glances across rooms, sent cryptic messages, and built entire narratives designed to diminish your light. They whispered about your failures, exaggerated your flaws, invented stories that never happened. They needed you small because your growth threatened their comfort. They needed you confused because your clarity would expose their games. And for a moment, maybe you believed them. Maybe you wondered if you were the problem. Maybe you started to shrink. But here's what they didn't count on. God doesn't sleep. The universe doesn't miss a single vibration. Every lie they told created a karmic debt they can't escape. While they whispered, heaven was recording. While they plotted, divine justice was preparing the stage. You didn't need to defend yourself because God was already building your vindication. Right now, the exposure has already begun. You might not see it yet, but the unraveling started the moment they spoke against you. Their own words are becoming their prison. That promotion they sabotaged you for? It's turning into their nightmare. That relationship they poisoned? It's revealing their true character to everyone watching. The universe works in patterns, and the pattern is this. What you do in the dark will be shouted from the rooftop. You're starting to notice it, aren't you? The way people look at them is different now. The way their stories don't add up anymore. The way their energy feels desperate, scattered, exposed. That's not a coincidence. That's cosmic justice. That's God pulling back the curtain. And the beautiful part? You don't have to say a word. Your silence has been your power. Your peace has been your testimony. While they scrambled to control the narrative, you kept walking in your truth, and that truth is now shining so bright it's blinding everyone who tried to dim it. The lies they told are becoming mirrors. Every accusation they threw at you is now reflecting on them. They called you selfish, but everyone sees their manipulation now. They called you unstable, but their chaos is on full display. They painted you as the villain, but the script has flipped, and suddenly they're the ones being questioned. This is how divine justice works. It doesn't just punish, it reveals. The universe holds up a mirror and forces people to see what they've become. And your enemies? They're staring into that mirror right now, and they don't like what they see. Their friendships are cracking. Their reputation is crumbling. The very things they tried to steal from you are slipping through their fingers like sand. Meanwhile, you're rising. Doors are opening. Opportunities are flowing. People who truly see you are stepping forward. The contrast couldn't be clearer. This isn't revenge. This is rebalancing. This is the universe restoring what was always meant to be yours. You were protected even when you felt abandoned. There were nights you cried yourself to sleep, wondering why God allowed this to happen. There were moments you felt completely alone, like the entire world had turned against you. But here's what you couldn't see then. You were never alone. Every closed door was protection. Every betrayal was redirection. Every lie spoken about you was actually a test for those around you, and most of them failed that test, revealing exactly who deserved to stay in your life and who needed to go. God wasn't punishing you. God was preparing you, strengthening you, building your discernment, teaching you to trust your inner knowing over external validation. And now look at you. You're wiser, stronger, unshakable. The lies didn't destroy you, they refined you. The enemies didn't defeat you, they revealed your power. You're not the same person who entered this storm, and that's the whole point. The truth is rising like the sun after the darkest night. You can feel it, can't you? That shift in the atmosphere, that sense that something massive is about to break through. The truth is coming, and it's coming fast. Conversations are happening behind closed doors where your name is being cleared. Evidence is surfacing that proves what you knew all along. People are starting to ask questions, connect dots, and see patterns they ignored before. The enemy's story is falling apart, thread by thread, lie by lie. And the most powerful part? You don't have to force it. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to beg anyone to believe you. The truth carries its own weight. It moves with its own authority. It rises with its own power. Your only job is to stand in your integrity and let God do what God does best. Bring light to darkness, expose the hidden, and restore the innocent. The vindication you've been praying for isn't coming. It's already here. It's unfolding right now in ways you can't even see yet. Your enemies are about to face what they created. Karma isn't cruel, it's precise. It doesn't seek revenge, it seeks balance. And right now, the scales are tipping. Your enemies are about to experience exactly what they tried to put you through. The isolation they wanted you to feel, they're feeling it now. The shame they tried to attach to your name, it's attached to theirs. The confusion they planted in your mind, it's consuming theirs. This isn't about celebrating their downfall. This is about recognizing divine order. They sowed seeds of deception, and now they're reaping a harvest of exposure. They built their house on lies, and now the foundation is crumbling. You, on the other hand, built your house on truth, on integrity, on faith, and that house is standing stronger than ever. While their world shakes, yours is stabilizing. While their reputation fades, yours is being restored. The contrast is undeniable, and everyone is watching. This is your season of vindication, and nothing can stop what God has already set in motion. The people who believed the lies are waking up. You remember their faces, don't you? The ones who turned cold, the friends who stopped calling, the family members who questioned your character, the colleagues who suddenly kept their distance. They believed the whispers. They bought into the narrative your enemies crafted so carefully. And that hurt worse than the lies themselves, didn't it? Because these weren't strangers. These were people you trusted, people you loved, people you thought knew your heart. But here's what's happening right now. Their eyes are opening. One by one, they're seeing the truth. They're noticing inconsistencies in the stories they were told. They're watching your enemies slip up, contradict themselves, and reveal their true nature. And guilt is setting in. Regret is creeping into their hearts. Some of them want to reach out but don't know how. Some of them are ashamed of how quickly they abandoned you. But this is part of your test, too, chosen one. You get to decide who earns their way back into your life and who proves they never belonged there in the first place. Your silence was your most powerful weapon. They wanted you to react. They needed you to lash out, defend yourself desperately, look unhinged and emotional. That was the plan. They threw accusations, hoping you'd throw them back. They spread rumors, hoping you'd chase them down and try to correct every false narrative. But you didn't. You chose silence. You chose peace. You chose to let God fight your battles while you focused on your healing and growth. And that silence? It drove them absolutely crazy. Because silence can't be twisted. Silence can't be used against you. Silence gives people space to watch, to observe, to draw their own conclusions. And what they're concluding now is undeniable. Your enemies are the chaotic ones, the desperate ones, the ones who can't stop talking because they're terrified of what happens when the noise stops. Meanwhile, your silence has matured into strength. Your peace has transformed into power. You're not silent because you're weak. You're silent because you're wise. And that wisdom is about to pay dividends you never imagined. Everything they stole is being returned with interest. The opportunity they blocked, a bigger one is coming. The relationship they destroyed, it was clearing space for something authentic. The reputation they damaged, it's being rebuilt on a foundation they can never touch. This is the law of divine compensation. When the universe sees what was taken from you unjustly, it doesn't just replace it, it multiplies it. Think about it. Every setback pushed you to develop skills you wouldn't have learned otherwise. Every betrayal taught you the discernment you desperately needed. Every closed door forced you to find new paths you never would have explored. Your enemies thought they were ending your story, but they were actually launching you into your next chapter. And this chapter? It's going to be so abundant, so blessed, so overflowing with favor that even you will be amazed. The career breakthrough, the genuine connections, the inner peace, the external success, it's all coming together simultaneously. What they tried to steal from you in secret, God is restoring publicly. And everyone who witnessed your pain is about to witness your elevation. You're being positioned for a purpose they can't comprehend. Your enemies saw you as competition, as a threat, as someone to eliminate. But they were looking at you through their limited, ego-driven perspective. They couldn't see what God saw. They couldn't understand that you were never their rival. You were always destined for a completely different arena. The universe allowed their attacks because you needed to be pushed out of spaces that were too small for your calling. You needed to be forced beyond your comfort zone. You needed to develop the resilience, the faith, the unshakable confidence that only comes from surviving what should have destroyed you. Right now, you're being prepared for rooms they'll never enter, for opportunities they can't even imagine, for a level of impact that requires the exact character you've been building through this fire. Your enemies were unknowingly serving your destiny. Every lie was refining your truth. Every attack was strengthening your armor. Every moment of isolation was deepening your connection to the divine. They thought they were writing your ending, but they were actually setting up your greatest beginning. The exposure will be undeniable and complete. What's coming isn't a small revelation. It's not going to be a quiet moment where a few people realize the truth. This is going to be loud, public, undeniable. The kind of exposure where everyone who participated in the lies, who stayed silent when they should have spoken up, who chose comfort over truth, they'll all have to face what they allowed. Text messages will surface, conversations will be revealed, patterns will become impossible to ignore. Your enemies built their case against you on a foundation of deception, and that foundation is about to collapse spectacularly. And here's what makes this different from ordinary exposure. This isn't just about clearing your name. This is about establishing a new standard, about showing everyone in your circle what happens when you come against someone under divine protection. This exposure will be so thorough, so complete, so overwhelming that no one will ever dare to underestimate you again. Your name will be cleared. Your character will be restored. Your integrity will shine brighter than ever before. And your enemies? They'll become a cautionary tale. Your elevation will be their education. Watch what happens next. As you rise, as doors open, as blessings flow, your enemies will have front row seats to the very success they tried to prevent. They'll see you thriving in the spaces they tried to push you out of. They'll watch you connecting with people they tried to turn against you. They'll witness the favor they tried to block landing on you in ways they can't interfere with. And it will teach them something profound. You can't stop what God has ordained. You can delay it, complicate it, make the journey harder, but you cannot cancel it. Your elevation isn't about rubbing their faces in it or seeking revenge. It's about demonstrating divine order. It's about showing that truth always rises, that integrity always wins, that what's meant for you will always find you. Some of them will learn humility from watching your grace. Some will learn respect from witnessing your resilience. And some will learn nothing at all, trapped in their bitterness while you soar. Either way, your success becomes the curriculum, and the universe is teaching a class they'll never forget. The betrayal that broke you was actually breaking you open. There was a version of you that died in this process, wasn't there? The version that trusted too easily, that gave too much, that ignored red flags because you wanted to see the good in everyone. That version had to die. Not because it was weak, but because it was incomplete. The betrayal didn't just hurt you, it cracked you open like a seed that needs to break apart before it can grow into something magnificent. You had to learn that not everyone deserves access to your energy. You had to discover that your kindness is precious and should be given wisely, not freely to anyone who asks. You had to realize that some people will smile in your face while plotting your downfall, and that discernment isn't pessimism, it's protection. The pain you felt wasn't pointless. It was purposeful. Every tear watered the soil of your transformation. Every sleepless night was your spirit doing the deep work of rebirth. And now you're emerging as someone your enemies don't recognize anymore. Someone they can't manipulate. Someone they can't touch. The old you would have crumbled under this pressure. The new you? You're using it as fuel. They're losing sleep while you're finding peace. Isn't it interesting how the energy has shifted? There was a time when their lies kept you up at night, when anxiety gripped your chest, when you replayed conversations over and over, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. But something changed, didn't it? You found a deeper peace, a knowing that transcends understanding, a trust in divine timing that no amount of chaos can shake. Meanwhile, your enemies are the ones tossing and turning now. They're the ones feeling the weight of what they've done. They're the ones looking over their shoulders, wondering when the truth will catch up to them. Guilt is a heavy companion, and it's sitting on their chest every single night. They can't enjoy their so-called victories because deep down, they know those victories are built on lies. They can't celebrate because celebration requires a clear conscience. And theirs? It's anything but clear. While you're sleeping soundly, wrapped in divine protection and inner peace, they're haunted by their own choices. The tables have turned, and the universe is showing you exactly what divine justice looks like in real time. Your story is being rewritten in real time. For so long, they controlled the narrative. Their version of events became the accepted truth. Their lies spread faster than your truth could travel. People formed opinions about you based on fiction, not fact. But narratives don't stay fixed forever. Stories evolve. Truth has a way of rewriting history. And right now, your story is being rewritten by the universe itself. The chapters they tried to close are reopening. The endings they wrote for you are being erased. New witnesses are coming forward. New evidence is emerging. People are connecting dots they missed the first time around. Your reputation isn't just being restored, it's being upgraded. Because now your story includes something it didn't have before, the testimony of someone who survived betrayal and came out stronger. The proof that lies have an expiration date. The evidence that God protects those who walk in integrity. Your enemies tried to write you as the villain, but the universe is rewriting you as the victor. And this version? This is the one that will be remembered. The universe is turning its weapons into your wisdom. Every tactic they used against you has become a lesson you'll never forget. The manipulation taught you how to spot it in others and protect the vulnerable. The gaslighting sharpened your ability to trust your own perception. The isolation forced you to build an unshakable relationship with yourself and with God. The lies reveal who lacks integrity, so you know who to avoid in the future. Your enemies thought they were destroying you, but they were actually educating you in ways no classroom ever could. You're now fluent in the language of deception, which means you can't be deceived again. You understand the patterns of toxic behavior, which means you can set boundaries before damage occurs. You recognize the signs of hidden agendas, which means you can protect not just yourself but others too. This wisdom didn't come from books or seminars. It came from the battlefield. It came from surviving what should have broken you, and now you carry knowledge that makes you dangerous to every scheme, every plot, every lie that tries to come near you or anyone you love. Their weapons became your wisdom, and that wisdom is priceless. Divine timing protected you from premature exposure. You wanted the truth to come out immediately, didn't you? You prayed for instant vindication. You begged God to expose them right then and there, to clear your name before the damage spread too far. But the universe said, not yet, and that delay frustrated you. It felt like abandonment. It felt like your prayers weren't being heard. But now, with perspective, you can see why the timing had to be perfect. If the truth had come out too early, you wouldn't have been ready for what comes after vindication. You were still too wounded, too reactive, too attached to their opinions. You needed time to heal first, to detach, to rise above the need for their validation. And your enemies? They needed time to fully reveal themselves. One lie can be explained away, but a pattern? A pattern is undeniable. The universe let them keep talking, keep scheming, keep digging until the hole was so deep they couldn't climb out. Divine timing wasn't delayed, it was a strategy. It was ensuring that when the truth finally breaks through, it breaks through completely, leaving no room for doubt, no space for excuses, No possibility of them ever recovering the credibility they destroyed with their own hands. You're about to understand why you had to walk alone. The loneliness was crushing, wasn't it? Watching people you loved believe lies about you. Sitting in rooms full of people and feeling completely invisible. Walking through your darkest valley with no one beside you except your own faith. You questioned why God would allow such isolation, why the universe would strip away every familiar comfort. But here's the truth they didn't want you to discover. You are exponentially more powerful than you ever knew. The only way you could realize that power was by being forced to stand alone. When you had people to lean on, you leaned. When you had crowds to validate you, you sought validation. When you had community to carry you, you let yourself be carried. But this season required you to discover the giant that lives inside you. The warrior, the survivor, the chosen one who doesn't need permission or approval, or accompaniment to fulfill their destiny. You walked alone because you needed to learn that you're never actually alone. The divine walks with you always. And now that you know what you're capable of when stripped of everything external, nothing will ever intimidate you again. The isolation wasn't rejection. It was preparation for a level of leadership that requires complete self-reliance and unshakable faith. Their confession is coming, whether they want to give it or not. Some of them will break under the weight of guilt. You'll receive messages, awkward, rambling apologies that try to minimize what they did while asking for forgiveness. I was going through a lot. I didn't mean for it to go that far. I hope we can move past this. These confessions will come from the ones whose conscience won't let them rest. But others will confess without words. Their behavior will shift. They'll avoid you completely, unable to face the truth of what they participated in. They'll overcompensate with kindness toward others, trying to rebuild a reputation they destroyed. They'll subtly change their story, slowly backing away from the lies they spread. And some won't confess at all. They'll simply be exposed by circumstances beyond their control. A screenshot, a recording, a witness who finally speaks up. The universe has multiple ways of extracting truth, and your enemies are about to experience all of them. Whether they confess voluntarily or involuntarily doesn't matter. What matters is that the truth refuses to stay buried, and every single person who participated in your character assassination is going to be held accountable by divine justice. You're being prepared to help others who will face the same battle. This wasn't just about you. It was never just about you. Your pain has a purpose beyond your personal vindication. Right now, as you read this, there's someone else going through exactly what you went through. They're being lied about, betrayed, isolated, gaslight, and they feel like they're losing their mind. They need to know they're not crazy. They need to know the truth comes out. They need to know that survival is possible and thriving comes after. That person? They need your testimony. They need to hear how you walked through the fire and didn't get burned. How did you face betrayal and not become bitter? How you endured lies and didn't lose your integrity. Your story is about to become someone else's lifeline. The wisdom you gained will guide them through their darkness. The strength you built will inspire them to keep standing. The victory you're experiencing will give them hope for their own vindication. This is why the universe allowed you to go through this publicly rather than privately. This is why your pain couldn't be hidden. Because your healing is meant to be shared. Your elevation is meant to be witnessed. Your testimony is meant to set others free. The favor that's coming will silence every critic permanently. Get ready, chosen one, because what God is about to do in your life will be so undeniable, so extraordinary, so obviously divine that even your harshest critics will have to acknowledge it. The opportunities that are opening up aren't just good, they're legendary. The connections you're about to make aren't just helpful, they're life-changing. The breakthrough that's coming isn't just a step forward, it's a quantum leap into a dimension your enemies can't even access. And here's the beautiful part. This favor won't be quiet or private. It will be loud, public, impossible to miss. Every person who watched you fall will watch you rise. Every person who believed the lies will see the truth lived out in Technicolor. Every person who counted you out will have to count you in. This isn't about bragging or showing off. This is about the universe making a statement. Touch my anointed and face the consequences. Come against my chosen and watch them flourish anyway. The favor isn't just for you, it's a message to everyone watching. A reminder that divine protection is real, that karma is precise, and that what God has for you is absolutely, undeniably, unstoppably yours. You've already won, but the victory is still unfolding. Here's what your enemies don't understand yet. The battle was over before it began. The moment they decided to come against someone under divine protection, their defeat was sealed. They just didn't know it yet. And you've already won. The victory has already been declared in the spiritual realm. What you're experiencing now is simply the manifestation of what's already been decided. Every day that passes, more of that victory becomes visible, more evidence surfaces, more people wake up, more doors open, more blessings flow. The physical reality is catching up to the spiritual truth, and that process is unstoppable. Your enemies are fighting a battle they've already lost, throwing punches at someone who's already been crowned. It would be sad if it weren't so perfectly just. So stand tall, chosen one. Walk with the confidence of someone who knows the ending. Speak with the authority of someone whose victory is guaranteed. Move with the peace of someone who doesn't need to fight because God already fought and won. The unfolding is inevitable. The manifestation is coming. Your complete and total vindication is not a hope, it's a certainty already in motion. The people who stayed silent are drowning in regret. There's a special kind of guilt reserved for those who knew the truth but said nothing. The ones who watched the lies spread and chose comfort over courage. The ones who saw your character being destroyed and decided their peace was more important than your justice. They told themselves they were staying neutral, staying out of drama, keeping their hands clean. But silence in the face of injustice isn't neutrality, it's complicity, and that truth is eating them alive right now. They lie awake replaying moments when they could have spoken up. They carry shame every time they see you, knowing they failed you when you needed them most. Some of them are rehearsing apologies they're too afraid to deliver. Others are justifying their silence with excuses that sound hollow even to their own ears. But here's what's devastating for them. They're realizing that their silence didn't protect them at all. It cost them their integrity. It revealed their character. It showed everyone exactly who they are when the pressure is on. And now, as the truth emerges and your vindication becomes undeniable, their silence is louder than ever. It's a permanent mark on their reputation, a stain they can't wash away. They chose wrong, and they'll carry that weight forever. Your enemies are turning on each other. This is one of the most predictable patterns of divine justice. When the lies start unraveling, the liars start pointing fingers. Your enemies built their case against you as a team, coordinating stories, backing each other up, and presenting a united front. But now that the foundation is cracking, that unity is dissolving fast. They're scared. They see the exposure coming, and the survival instinct is kicking in. Someone is going to be the scapegoat, and none of them wants it to be them. So they're starting to tell different versions of the same story. They're distancing themselves from the worst accusations. They're quietly suggesting that someone else was the real mastermind while they were just going along. Watch how quickly we becomes they in their conversations. Watch how partnerships built on deception crumble under the pressure of consequences. This is what happens when there's no truth holding people together. The moment things get uncomfortable, everyone scrambles to save themselves. Meanwhile, you're standing on solid ground. Your story never changes because it was always true. Your integrity never wavers because it was never fake. While they devour each other trying to escape accountability, you remain unmoved, unshaken, and utterly vindicated by your consistency. The blessings you're receiving are making them question everything. Your enemies are watching your life transform, and it's breaking their entire worldview. They believed that lies win, that manipulation works, that good people finish last and ruthless people succeed. They built their whole strategy on that belief. But now they're watching you, the person they tried to destroy, walking in blessings they can't explain. You're getting opportunities you're not qualified for. You're attracting people you shouldn't have access to. You're experiencing peace you don't deserve after everything that happened. and it's causing a crisis in their understanding of how the universe works. Some of them are starting to wonder if they picked the wrong side. If maybe, just maybe, there really is a God who sees and a universe that balances the scales. Others are doubling down on their bitterness, inventing explanations for your success that preserve their narrative. But either way, they can't ignore what's happening to you. Your elevation is a living sermon they're forced to attend every single day. Your joy is a testimony they can't escape. Your success is proof that their philosophy was bankrupt from the beginning. You're not just winning, you're demolishing their entire belief system with your existence. You're developing a superpower they'll never possess. Through all of this, you've gained something that can't be taught in any school or bought with any amount of money: the ability to see people's true nature beneath their mask. You can sense deception now before it's spoken. You can feel misaligned energy before it manifests into action. You can identify fake love, hidden agendas, and manufactured loyalty from a mile away. This isn't paranoia, this is divine discernment. It's a gift the universe gives to those who've survived betrayal and chosen wisdom over bitterness. Your enemies thought they were just hurting you, but they were actually training you to become someone who can never be fooled again. You read body language differently now. You listen to what people don't say. You notice patterns that others miss. You trust your intuition over someone's words when the two don't match. This discernment will protect you for the rest of your life. It will guide you toward genuine connections and away from toxic ones. It will help you build a circle so solid, so authentic, so aligned that what happened before can never happen again. Your enemies gave you armor they'll never be able to penetrate. They created their own worst nightmare, a version of you they can't deceive, can't manipulate, and can't touch. The isolation forced you to build an empire within yourself. When everyone left, when the crowd disappeared, when you had nothing but yourself and your faith, you had a choice: collapse or construct. You chose construction. In that isolation, you built things your enemies can't see but will definitely feel the impact of. You built mental strength that can't be shaken by opinions. You built emotional intelligence that can't be manipulated by guilt trip. You built spiritual depth that can't be disturbed by external chaos. You built self-worth that doesn't require validation from people who don't know your truth. You built boundaries made of steel. You built intuition sharp as a blade. You built patience as strong as mountains. You built a relationship with God so intimate that human betrayal can't touch it. This internal empire you constructed in silence is now your greatest asset. It's the foundation everything else in your life will be built. And your enemies? They're still trying to build kingdoms out of lies and alliances based on shared hatred. But houses built on sand fall fast. Meanwhile, your empire, the one inside you, is unshakable, untouchable, and eternal. They took away your external support system, never realizing they were forcing you to become entirely self-sufficient and infinitely more powerful. Your breakthrough is creating a ripple effect that they never anticipated. What's happening to you isn't contained, it's spreading. Every door that opens for you creates opportunities for others. Every connection you make is building bridges for people coming behind you. Every blessing you receive generates abundance that flows outward. This is how divine favor works. It's never just for you. It's strategic. It's generational. It's designed to impact everyone in your orbit. Your enemies thought destroying you would only affect you, but they didn't understand that you're connected to a purpose bigger than yourself. Your elevation is lifting others. Your vindication is inspiring people they'll never meet. Your story is changing narratives in rooms you'll never enter. The universe doesn't just restore what was taken from one person, it uses that restoration to shift entire communities, entire networks, entire movements. Right now, people are watching your journey who are finding the courage to leave toxic situations. There are people seeing your peace who are choosing healing over revenge. There are people witnessing your faith who are rekindling their own relationship with the divine. Your breakthrough isn't just personal, it's prophetic. It's proof that the good guys really do win, that truth really does prevail, that God really does show up for those who wait with faith. They're realizing too late that you were never their equal. Your enemies made a fundamental miscalculation. They thought you were on their level. They thought this was a fair fight between comparable forces. They thought if they attacked hard enough, lied convincingly enough, and recruited enough people to their side, they could take you down permanently. But they were wrong. You were never their equal. You were always operating in a different dimension. They were playing checkers while the universe was playing chess with your life. They were focused on reputation while you were focused on character. They were building alliances based on gossip while you were building yourself based on integrity. They measured success by how many people they could turn against you, while you measured it by how much you could grow through the pain. The mismatch was always there, but it's becoming obvious now. They're stuck in the same patterns, the same level, the same small thinking. Meanwhile, you've transcended, you've evolved, you've accessed frequencies they don't even know exist, and that gap, it's widening every single day. So, they'll look up and won't even be able to see where you are. Not because you're looking down on them, but because you're so far ahead that you're literally out of their range of vision. Chosen one, here's the truth that will carry you through whatever comes next. Your vindication is not a possibility, it's a certainty. The exposure isn't coming, it's already happening. The victory isn't something you're hoping for, it's something you're living in right now. Every lie your enemies told has an expiration date stamped on it by the universe itself, and that date has arrived. Every scheme they crafted in darkness is being dragged into the light. Every whisper they thought was safe is being amplified for all to hear. And you? You're standing exactly where God always intended you to stand, victorious, vindicated, and more powerful than ever before. The isolation refined you. The betrayal revealed your strength. The lies exposed their weakness. The pain produced your purpose. Nothing they did could stop what was ordained for your life. Nothing they said could cancel what was written in the stars before you were born. You are the chosen one, and that's not just a title. It's a reality that your enemies are being forced to acknowledge right now. Walk forward with your head high. Speak your truth without apology. Receive your blessings without guilt. You earned every single bit of this victory, and the universe is making sure everyone knows it. The enemy whispered lies, but God is exposing everything. And when the smoke clears, when the dust settles, when the truth stands alone in its full glory, your name will be cleared, your character will be restored, and your purpose will be undeniable. This is your season. This is your time. This is your vindication. And it's only just beginning. If this message resonated with your spirit, if you felt every word in your soul, I need you to do something important. Hit that like button, not for me, but as a declaration to the universe that you're ready to receive everything that's coming to you. Drop a comment sharing one word that describes how you're feeling right now. Let's build a community of chosen ones who refuse to stay silent about their testimony. And subscribe, because your presence here isn't random. You're part of a tribe of people who've survived betrayal, who've walked through fire, who've been lied about and are now being vindicated. We're just getting started. Your story isn't over, it's just reaching its best chapter. I'll see you in the next one. Stay blessed, stay protected, and remember, the truth always wins. Amen.